Over the past 5 years, we have been on a journey of self-discovery and personal development, and along the way have met some amazing people with amazing stories. We've also read some of the best books in the world that have helped us transform in profound ways. Our life and reality has transformed over the past 5 years, and we're here to not only share those books with you guys, but to also share the amazing stories that we've heard while we were traveling the world and meeting all of these amazing people. Our goal in sharing these stories is to inspire you and to help you along your individual and unique journeys as well. So today we're going to tell you a story about two millennials who cracked the code to success. It's a true story, happened to a friend of ours, and they essentially read the book Think and Grow Rich, and they were inspired by the first 4 principles in the book. So this story is actually going to take you along their journey on discovering those first 4 principles and how they applied it to their life and how they grew and it transformed their lives. So this is a story about how they went through this, how they discovered the book, and what they did to essentially change their lives completely. So buckle up and get ready to be blown away. And hey, if you like what you hear and if you like the story, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel because we will be posting lots of stories like these now that we're back on, and leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought of the story. All right, you guys ready? Let's get started. The city of Seoul bustled with the sounds of commerce and progress. 2 young millennials, a girl named Katie Lee and a boy named Luke Chang, walked along the crowded streets. They had just graduated from university and were now trying to navigate their way through the complexities of adult life. Katie Lee and Luke Chang were friends since high school. They had big dreams, but they didn't know where to start. They both wanted to be successful and financially independent, but they weren't sure how to achieve it. Katie Lee and Luke Chang had grown up together in the city of Seoul. They had been classmates since middle school and had formed a close bond over the years. They both came from humble backgrounds and their families had struggled to make ends meet. Despite their challenges, Katie Lee and Luke Chang were determined to create a better life for themselves. They had both worked hard in school, excelling in their studies and extracurricular activities. They knew that education was the key to success, and they were both determined to make the most of their opportunities. After graduating from high school, Katie Lee and Luke Chang had both enrolled in the same university, majoring in their respective fields. They had continued to support each other, studying together and helping each other with their assignments. But as graduation approached, Katie Lee and Luke Chang began to feel anxious about the future. They knew that the real world was different from the sheltered environment of the university. They knew that they needed to start thinking about their careers and their financial future. One day, while strolling through the city, they stumbled upon a small bookstore. They noticed a poster above the door that read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, the most transformative book of all time. "What's this?" Katie Lee asked, pointing to the book.
"I've heard of it,"
Luke Chang said.
"It's supposed to be a classic on how to achieve success and financial independence."
Katie Lee and Luke Chang decided to purchase the book and read it together. They both found the book to be eye-opening and inspiring. It gave them a roadmap to follow, a set of principles to apply in their daily lives. After purchasing the book, Katie Lee and Luke Chang spent every free moment they had reading and discussing it. They would meet up after work and on weekends to dive deeper into the principles outlined in the book. They both found the content to be incredibly insightful, and it gave them a renewed sense of motivation. As they read through the book, they came across the principle of desire. The author explained that to achieve success, one must have a burning desire to achieve their goals. The book also talked about the importance of having a definite purpose, a plan, and taking action towards that plan. Katie Lee and Luke Chang realized that they both had a burning desire to achieve financial success. They had a clear purpose to become financially independent and provide a better life for their families. They decided to take action and follow the principles outlined in the book. Katie Lee and Luke Chang realized that desire was the key to their success. They understood that without a strong desire to succeed, they would never be able to achieve their goals. They began to focus on their desire and work tirelessly towards achieving them. They spent long hours studying, working, and networking with other successful people. They were determined to succeed, and their desire gave them the motivation they needed to keep pushing forward. They also learned that desire must be backed by action. They couldn't just sit around and hope that success would fall into their laps. They had to take concrete steps towards achieving their goals. They started by creating a plan and taking consistent action towards it. They made sacrifices, worked hard, and persevered through difficult times. Their desire gave them the strength to keep going even when things got tough. As they continued to apply the principles of desire, Katie Lee and Luke Chang began to see amazing results. They achieved financial success beyond their wildest dreams, and they were able to provide a better life for their families. They also found that their desires had evolved over time. They had achieved their initial goals, but they also had developed new desires and goals. They were excited to keep following the principles outlined in the book and to see where their desires would take them next. Katie Lee and Luke Chang understood that faith was not just about believing in themselves, but also in their plan. The next principle they came across was faith. The author explained that to achieve success, one must have faith in themselves and their abilities. They must also have faith in their plan and their ability to achieve their goals. Katie Lee and Luke Chang discussed their fears and doubts with each other. They both worried about whether they were capable of achieving their dreams, but they realized that they had to have faith in themselves and their abilities. They started to believe in themselves and their ability to achieve success. Katie Lee and Luke Chang understood that faith was not just about believing in themselves, but also in their plan. They had to have faith that the plan they had created was the right one and that it would lead them to success. They knew that their plan might not work out exactly as they had envisioned it, but they believed it would ultimately lead them to success. Not exactly, but ultimately. They kept their faith in their plan and made adjustments as needed, never losing sight of their end goal. The principle of faith also taught them to have faith in the universe and a higher power. They realized that they were not alone in their journey towards success and that the universe was working in their favor. They started to trust that the universe would provide them with the opportunities to succeed, and they kept their eyes open for any signs or opportunities that came their way. This helped them to stay positive and motivated even when things didn't go exactly as planned. As Katie Lee and Luke Chang continued to apply the principles of faith, they found it brought them peace and tranquility. They no longer worried about the future of their ability to succeed. They had faith in themselves, their plan, and the universe. They knew that they were on the right path and that success was within their reach. They continued to work hard and take action towards their goals, knowing that their faith would guide them towards success. The next principle Katie Lee and Luke Chang came across was the principle of autosuggestion. The author explained that to achieve success, one must use the power of their subconscious mind to program their thoughts and beliefs. They must constantly feed their mind with positive thoughts and affirmations to overcome any negative self-talk and doubts. Katie Lee and Luke Chang started to practice autosuggestion in their daily lives. They would repeat positive affirmations to themselves every day, such as, "I am capable of achieving my goals," and "I'm worthy of success." They also visualized themselves achieving their goals, imagining what their lives would be like when they achieved financial independence. They found that practicing autosuggestion helped them to stay motivated and focused on their goals. As they continued to apply the principle of autosuggestion, Katie Lee and Luke Chang noticed a change in their mindset. They were more confident and positive, and they no longer let fear or self-doubt hold them back. They also found that their relationships with others improved, as they were able to communicate more effectively and positively with their colleagues and loved ones. The power of positive thinking and autosuggestion had a profound impact on their lives and their path to financial success. The principle of specialized knowledge was the next one that they came across. The author explained that to achieve success, one must have specialized knowledge in a particular field. They must become experts in their field and provide value to others. Katie Lee and Luke Chang realized that they needed to develop specialized knowledge in their fields. Katie Lee decided to study finance and accounting, while Luke Chang decided to study marketing and sales. They both worked hard to develop their skills and become experts in their fields. They also realized that in order to provide value to others, they had to constantly learn and improve their skills. They attended seminars, read books, and participated in online courses to keep up with the latest trends and developments in their industries. They also sought out mentors and experts in their fields to learn from their experiences and expertise. They knew that in order to stand out in their industries and achieve financial success, they had to be knowledgeable and provide value to others. As they developed specialized knowledge in their fields, Katie Lee and Luke Chang found that their confidence grew. They were no longer intimidated by their colleagues or competitors, but rather saw them as opportunities to learn and improve. They were able to contribute more to their teams and provide solutions to complex problems. They also found that their specialized knowledge gave them a competitive advantage in their industries, allowing them to stand out and advance in their careers. The principle of specialized knowledge taught them the importance of continuous learning and improvement. They knew that success was not just about achieving their goals, but also about constantly growing and improving. They were determined to never stop learning and to always stay ahead of the curve in their industries. They began to apply the first 4 principles outlined in the book to their daily lives. They started by setting specific, measurable goals for themselves and creating detailed plans to achieve them. They also began to adopt a positive mindset, believing that they could achieve anything they set their minds to. As they continued to read the book and apply its principles, Katie Lee and Luke Chang's lives began to change. Katie Lee, who had always been shy and reserved, began to speak up more in her meetings at work. She started to take on more responsibility and was quickly promoted to a higher position. Luke Chang, on the other hand, had always been outgoing and confident, but he had struggled to find his passion. However, after reading the book, he began to explore his interests and found that he had a talent for marketing. He started to work on marketing campaigns for small businesses and quickly built a reputation for himself as a marketing guru. As they continued to apply the principles outlined in the book, Katie Lee and Luke Chang's financial situation began to improve. They were both able to save more money, invest wisely, and eventually start their own businesses. They were amazed at how much they had accomplished in just a few short years. As they applied the principles they learned from the book, Katie Lee and Luke Chang saw their lives change. They started to attract new opportunities and experiences. They both found jobs that paid well and gave them the chance to use their specialized knowledge. One day, Katie Lee and Luke Chang met at a cafe in the city. They had not seen each other for a few months. They were both excited to catch up and share their progress. "How have you been?" Katie Lee asked.
I'm doing well.
Luke Chang replied.
I got a promotion at work, and now I'm the head of marketing department.
"That's amazing," Katie Lee said. "Congratulations."
How about you?
Luke Chang asked.
How's your job?
"I'm doing great too," Katie Lee replied. "I got a job at a financial firm. I'm using my specialized knowledge to help clients manage their finances."
That's fantastic.
Luke Chang said.
I'm glad to hear that everything is going well for you.
Katie Lee and Luke Chang continued to talk about their progress and the success they had achieved. They both felt grateful for the principles they had learned from the book, Think and Grow Rich. As they were about to leave the cafe, Luke Chang turned to Katie Lee and said,
You know, we've come a long way since we first read that book. We've both achieved financial success and independence.
"I know," Katie Lee said. "It's amazing to think how far we've come."
But we still have a long way to go.
Luke Chang said.
There's always room for improvement and growth.
Katie Lee smiled. "That's true," she said. "But I'm grateful for the journey so far. It's been an amazing experience." Luke Chang nodded.
Me too.
He said.
And we couldn't have done it without each other. We've been each other's support system.
Katie Lee and Luke Chang said their goodbyes and went their separate ways. As they walked through the bustling streets of Seoul, they felt grateful for the principles they had learned from Think and Grow Rich many years back. They realized that success was not just about financial gain, but also about personal growth and development. They also realized that the journey to success was not a straight line. It was full of twists and turns, obstacles and challenges. But with the right mindset and the principles of Think and Grow Rich, anything was possible. Katie Lee and Luke Chang continued to apply the principles they had learned from the book. They continued to grow and develop both personally and professionally. They knew that the journey to success was ongoing, but they were excited to see where it would take them. As they walked along the busy streets, they both thought about the future and the endless possibilities it had. They knew that anything was possible with the right mindset and the right set of principles. They felt grateful for the journey so far and excited for what was to come. The end.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, right? Isn't that absolutely, amazing. What'd you think?
Incredible, mind-blowing. I learned so much just from this story alone. It's cool to see how these principles actually apply to people's lives, how they put them into practice, and how they can actually change.
It actually changes your life. A lot of people have heard of the book Think and Grow Rich. A lot of people have obviously read the book Think and Grow Rich, but there's people who have heard of it and haven't read it because they really don't think that it'll be as transformative as it actually is. Like, it really does teach you a lot of amazing, valuable lessons that doesn't necessarily have to do with success in terms of making money. I mean, that obviously is one way of making success, but like, really Think and Grow Rich is about so much more. It's about, having that positive mental attitude, about seeing life and taking control of your life by taking control of your mind and directing it, right? And having control in a way that you can literally start creating your own reality. A lot of people just live their life kind of just, I don't know how you would say it, but unaware of the power that we have, that we can direct it by taking control of our minds. And so if you don't take control of your minds, your mind will take over you, and you're kind of just living this life helplessly. But Think and Grow Rich empowers you to make you realize, like, no, you can control your own life. And really it all just starts with your thoughts.
Literally, that's literally the only thing you have power over is what you're thinking. So change your mind, change your life. That's what happens. Literally changes your whole reality around you. The way you think, the way you perceive things is all from the thoughts you have in your mind. So I actually read the book a long time ago when I was in university, but it didn't click in the first time I read it until I read it like 10, 15 years later, actually recently. And it's a whole different book, completely different than what I remember it to be.
You weren't ready for it then,
I wasn't ready for it, yeah. It's one of those books that depends where you are in life, it'll hit you in a different way.
Yeah, that was the main thing when I read it. The first time I read it, I'll be honest, I had a feeling that I'm like, hey, this isn't a book that you just read and put it away. Like all these other books that we're reading, we'll read it and then go on to the next one.
True.
This one, I was like, no, I need to study this. So I actually built myself like this little program where Mo actually found me the audio for it, and it was split up into 4 different parts. And I literally started listening to it every single day. One of the parts, at least, each part was like about half an hour every single day for like 2 years. So I listened to it like over like almost like 700 times.
Literally,
and
guys,
it changed me. The main thing, like the biggest takeaway that I got from that is that, and Napoleon Hill says this in the video, in the recording, that the only thing that the creator gave us control over, the only thing we have control over in this entire universe is our minds. That's it. We don't control anyone else. We don't control the weather. We don't control anything that's on the outside. We literally only have control of what's going on in here. And that's what Think and Grow Rich is about. It's about controlling that. Because if that's the only thing you have control over, like controlling how you feel, how you react, how you respond, how you perceive the outside world, that's what you have control over. So that's what we need to master, right? So that's what this book is about. Also, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Stoicism, but Stoicism really ties along really nicely with this. And I have a feeling Napoleon Hill must have known something about Stoicism, because
it must have been some type of Stoic.
It really has to do with like that whole mindset, which is the art of living, right?
Just knowing that you have the power you have the power of thought. You have the power to choose what you want to think about. Just knowing that little secret is life-changing. Knowing that you have the choice to change how you feel, what you think about, is amazing. And it needs to really click in. Like, I could be saying it right now, probably like, I have the choice to choose what I'm thinking, but let it sink in and let it click that you have the choice to choose what you're thinking about.
Like the best example that I always give is like, if it's raining outside, there's two types of people. If it's raining outside, there's the one type of person that's going to see the rain and be like, oh man, the day's ruined, which is like very common. There's another type of mindset. Maybe let's not say types of people, but types of mindsets or types of choices that you have of how you can see the rain. But then there's the other types of people or mindsets that if it's raining outside, they get excited. They'll be like, oh, cool, I can go jump in the puddles. Or, oh, amazing, all my plants are getting watered. It's going to be so beautiful tomorrow. Exactly. Or, oh, great, I can cuddle up and read a cute book or like sit by the fireplace. So it's literally no matter, true, it's raining outside. You can't change that, right? Change that, You can't. It's raining. You can't change the outside. But what you do have control over is how you perceive the outside. So if it's raining outside, it's your choice. What are you going to say about the rain? Are you going to complain about it? Are you going to feel like the day is ruined? Are you going to allow that to sit with you? Or are you going to be like, okay, cool, let's go jump in puddles. Or let me go do the laundry. Let me just do stuff inside the house or whatever. You know what I mean? There's always a solution to everything. There's always a positive in absolutely everything. That's what we have control over. So anyways, guys, we were a little bit on a rant, but I hope that inspires you. I hope that this story maybe planted some seeds for you, maybe gave you some hope, some motivation, some inspiration, and definitely go pick up that book. I actually have, by the way, the Think and Grow Rich audio that I was listening to. I'll leave a link below because I actually created a YouTube video for it. It's not really a video, it's more just the audio, but it's linked up on another YouTube channel that I have. It's just like a channel I made for myself. But anyways, I'll put the link for you guys because if you guys want to listen to it, essentially you just listen. There's part 1, 2, 3, and 4. Listen to part 1 every single day for a month, then listen to part 2, then listen to part 3, and then part 4 every single day for a month each. But starting, of course, with part 1. So I'll put the link for those. Definitely check it out. Listen to it. The first time you hear it, you might be like, what the heck is going on? But trust me, just do it. Just listen to it every single day.
Carla told me to do this for like over a year.
Yeah, many years.
Yeah, she's like, get into it. And then one day I didn't do it for the longest time. And then when I did, I started telling other people to do it because it did change me. It changed a lot about how I view everything, the way I feel, the way I think. Honestly, it helped in a better and more positive way. So thank you for that. You guys should definitely try it out. You would benefit a lot. Yeah, so check it out below. Guys, if you like this story, you know the drill. Smash that like button. Subscribe to this channel because we are definitely putting out lots of more videos like this. So again, our goal is to motivate, inspire, and transform the world one video at a time. So let's do this and leave a comment below. Let me know, like, what did you think of the story? Also, if you have a journey that you want to share with us or a really unique or transformative or powerful story that you want to share, leave it in the comments. We are definitely reading all of the comments. So that would be amazing. And until next time, keep following your dreams, following your heart. And remember, every day is an opportunity to chase your dreams. Believe in yourself and remember to always follow your heart. Peace.